Hello friend, I am about to blow your mind. So, most indie devs think that getting featured on IGN or game trailers, it's like winning the lottery. You take a shot in the dark and you just hope that your number gets pulled. Like some impossible dream reserved for studios with massive marketing budgets. Well, I just spent an hour with Robby from Pirate PR, the guy who has personally gotten dozens of his clients featured on major outlets, and he has completely shattered that myth. What you're about to watch is a snippet from my conversation with Robby. Now, these are things like the exact email template that he uses when he reaches out, specific timing windows you should consider when sending your email to maximize your chance of getting it opened, and his 3-step strategy for consistently landing his clients' games on IGN, GameSpot, game trailers, and all of the other great places that you want to be. Oh, and I've also included a free press kit Notion template in the description below to help you get started. So if you like what you hear, I highly recommend checking out the full conversation. But with all that being said, let's get your game featured, and I hope you enjoy the conversation.
And I know you're not an expert at making the trailers, but I can almost bet my life that you've watched a handful of them in your lifetime.
I watched all of them, and I watched them first the same way player would. The first time I watch a trailer, I don't watch the trailer. I click through random moments in the trailer, and then I make notes of, did I see things that I like? Because make no mistake, the end target audience or something, they won't see the first second until the last second of your trailer. They're basically treating it as an interactive slideshow where they just click at random intervals and see, does this game interest me? Unless your game is part of a showcase, the chances of somebody watching your trailer in its entirety are close to zero. Or they must really, really like the genre. So that's my first test. And then the second test is really like breaking it down second per second, going, can we cut this? Can we rearrange this? Can we make the timing on this better? You have a static camera in the game, but why show the entire trailer with a static camera? You can cheat your way in the trailer at least by zooming in on stuff and making it a little bit more dynamic. And I'll give them a breakdown of these things. And usually people can work with that kind of feedback and remake the trailer themselves. Otherwise, I have to refer them to someone and say, like, this is what it'll cost if someone external will have to do it. But I would still consider it because your trailer is one of the most important assets.
Yeah.
You'll make new trailers along the line, but chances are this one we're going to use for the announcement, you'll use it for a few months on social media. It's the thing that everybody sees on your Steam page, on your store page. So it's really important to get that right.
Yeah. This is the first major beat, right? Like, of course, you're going to probably have a trailer when the release date is ready to go, or different areas of the creation. But like you said,
we're talking about announcing your game. And actually, the good order of things for me in announcing your game is first getting your landing page correct. In some cases, the Steam page isn't live yet, but they can show a preview of it, and we can give some feedback on it during that stage already. But you need the landing to be correct. The Steam page, let's assume. In 99% of the cases, there's a Steam page. Sometimes there's also other platforms. That needs to be in order. The trailer is the second most important thing. And then when I just going back one more, when I talk about that Steam page, the key art is also part of it. Like, you'll have a small thumbnail art, but if I'm sending out a press release, I'll usually need a 1920 1080 version of that at least as the header image. So that's a really important thing to have. And then when they're sending out the trailers, they're going to need thumbnails for that as well. So if you have one or multiple key arts or just really good art with no logo or with the logo, so people can still rearrange it the way they want it on their own platform, that's important to have. And then that trailer, you're going to want to pitch it in an order of importance, first to the biggest events in the world. And then if they are not responsive, to the smaller events in the world. And if they're not responsive, then you're going to want to pitch the trailer and your press release as its own item to places like GameSpot, IGN, game trailers, and they will announce it for you. Your chances of getting on game trailers with a decent trailer are really high. People always see it like a wild success when I get their trailer onto it. And it was like, it's not that hard. It's just one email, giving them what they need. And if your trailer is good, there is an 80% or higher that they will post it. And if they didn't, it's probably not that they don't like your trailer, it's just bad timing. Try again later. Like, usually with announcing the game, unless it's tied to an event, and if you're already in an event, and good on you, you're already winning. If you're not in an event, you can postpone. You can try a little bit. You can try again a little bit later. And that's, I would really need a good trailer to go alongside it. because either I will send out a press release saying this game got announced at this event, or I'm just sending out a press release saying announcing this new game. Here is the trailer on Game Trailers, ideally. Because if we don't have any of those things and it's just us by ourselves, like we're sending out a press release, the trailer is hosted on the developers channel, it could still work. I've seen several cases where they still get like 60,000, 100,000 views, and it's always good when that happens. But your chances at that success are slower than if you're leaning into a bigger outlet helping you.
Yeah. If someone were to publish on their own channel, and again, they see success, they get 100,000 views, are you going to go back to some of those people that you didn't hear from saying like, hey, look, like, again, this game's got some real traction, like,
yes,
would you consider kind of tossing the announced trailer on now?
Even on like IGN, if I pitch to them, sadly, unless you are pitching an exclusive, with an exclusive they mean that they at least get 24 hours before you post a trailer public and everybody else gets to use it. So for 24 hours they are the only one hosting the trailer. On those kind of pitches, you usually get a no or a yes in the front ahead of time. So you know where you stand. If you're pitching just to get the trailer out there on IGN or on Game Trailers and somebody else has shared it already, or you have already shared it publicly, you're not going to get a no. You're just going to get silence back. That's really unfortunate. It's really demotivating as well. And I'm Belgian/Flemish, and nagging is something that really doesn't come natural to us. Like, I have to force myself to do it, to send people reminders, because I'm always like, maybe they just don't have time, and I need to give them some extra moments. But no, I have to be a little bit more consequent with my actions and go like, hey, have you seen this? I didn't get an answer yet. Is there something we can change so you can reconsider? Or just pitch again and try at a later date, because I pitched a lot of trailers in the first week of June and the week before, but it was just Armageddon of events happening all at the same time. So you know that the people on the other side of that computer, they're just too busy even to say no.
Yeah.
Or to explain why. Plus, if they say no, other people, not me, but other people will nag and go like, why? Why not? Is my trailer not good enough? Especially developers, they get really protective of what they made themselves. And I'm betting that outlets like IGN and Game Trailers try to avoid those scenarios by just not replying to it and only just posting the ones. I have approval for this. I have an embargo for it. Let's post it.
All right. Good. Thank you, Bernie.